Viewers, we'll be talking about the salient features of phylum Aschelminthes today. Have you ever come across some elongated cylindrical organisms? Such organisms are either annelids or helminths. Usually, helminths are included under two phyla, one Platyhelminthes and another Aschelminthes. Today, we will be talking about Aschelminthes. Talking about their habit and habitat, one would come across the Aschelminthes in mostly the aquatic habitats, but some are terrestrial as well. They can be free living. However, helminths and especially Aschelminthes are known for their parasitic nature. Their body is pseudocoelomate. We often call pseudocoelom as false coelom. This is because the coelom, that is the body cavity, is not completely lined by the mesoderm. These animals, which belong to phylum Aschelminthes, also called as Nematoda, are bilaterally symmetrical. That means if you cut these animals across a longitudinal plane, you will get two equal halves. These animals also have a distinct head, the feature that we did not notice till phylum Coelenterata. The body wall of these animals is triploblastic. If you can recall from phylum Platyhelminthes, you would probably know that triploblastic body wall includes a ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. That means during the course of development, the body organization involves three germ layers. Talking about their grade of organization, the Aschelminthes or Nematohelminthes have organ system grade, which is probably the most advanced body organization system one has seen in the invertebrates. This will be followed by the same system in arthropods till higher vertebrates as well. The digestive system is complete with mouth and anus. You would recall that in certain animals of phylum Platyhelminthes, the digestive system was incomplete. In case of Aschelminthes, a muscular pharynx is also developed. However, as one would imagine, these being the invertebrates, the respiratory system and circulatory system is still absent and nervous system is poorly developed. This is probably because of their parasitic nature. Talking about the excretory system, the Aschelminthes are still having protonephridia or rennet cells as their excretory organs. Sometimes these are also called as giant cells. Remember, the animals from phylum Platyhelminthes also have protonephridia as their excretory organs. The reproductive system has sexes which are usually separate. Sexual dimorphism is one of the prominent feature of the animals from this phylum. Especially, one can observe the sexual dimorphism in case of Ascaris, where the males are smaller than females and the males have typical coiled tail. The fertilization is internal and development can be direct as well as indirect. When the development is indirect, there are several larval stages that can be observed. We must mention another feature which is lacking in this case of Aschelminthes, and the mention is necessary because it was present in case of Platyhelminthes, and the feature is regeneration. The planaria from phylum Platyhelminthes which exhibited regeneration, this feature is completely missing in phylum Aschelminthes. The famous examples of phylum Aschelminthes include Ascaris, which is also called as a roundworm, and Wuchereria bancrofti, which is also called as filarial worm. So, dear viewers, this was all about the salient features of Aschelminthes. In the coming videos, we will be talking about the salient features of phylum Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca and Echinodermata. Thank you.